I don't mean to start the whole I'm never voting for Gavin Newsom thing again, but I'm never voting for Gavin Newsom, and this kind of stuff is why. Gavin Newsom has now joined in on attacks on free speech on the internet, trying to destroy it as we know it. These kinds of bills have been going around the entire world the last few years, and they're making their way throughout legislatures on the state and federal levels here in the US. They're claiming to want to prevent children and teenagers from being able to access certain parts of the internet. But how do you actually do that? There's really only two ways that any website could make sure that teenagers are not accessing unacceptable information. The first would be to do age verification on everybody that uses it. And the second is to make sure that that information or that kind of content just doesn't exist for anybody. The rash of age and identity verification on the internet and the laws around them exists for two reasons. Number one is to stop anonymized free speech. Number two is to line the pockets of these companies that are popping up to do the age and identification verification, many of which are, backed by companies like Palantir. You're training their AI. But here's what gives the game away. Big tech wants these changes. Companies like Facebook, Microsoft, Twitter are in favor of these kinds of changes. Companies that are famous for only profit and control and not for the good of users. Also, they're bipartisan. Both Republicans and Democrats at every level of the government are in favor of this. And do I really need to point out that the American government doesn't exactly have a strong bipartisan history of trying to protect kids? There's kind of the biggest scandal in US political history happening about all that. The truth is, these companies and our governments are working to destroy the internet as we know it because we started using those tools to share information. And if they can't control that information that we're sharing to each other, we start telling each other how these companies and these governments are trying to destroy working class lives. I'll never vote for any politician that wants to destroy the internet, which is the greatest organizing and information sharing tool that has ever existed in human history, and neither should you. If you want to learn more about all of this, you can check out badinternetbills.com. They have a bunch of information about all kinds of legislation around the country and how you can get involved in trying to stop it.